guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the Erasmus scholarship. Guys, this scholarship is exciting because if you get it, you get to do your program in 3 different countries. Yeah, imagine doing one program but in 3 different locations. Like, this is mind-blowing. And if you are a current subscriber of my channel, you know that I am studying in the US. So whenever I make videos on how to study in other countries, I bring current students who are in those countries to come and give us first-hand information on how to get those scholarships, on how to study in those countries. So today with me here, I have a special guest who is currently an Erasmus scholar, and he'll be answering our questions on how to apply for this scholarship. So make sure to watch this video to the very end so you don't miss any important information. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please make sure to click the subscribe button to subscribe, and make sure to like this video and drop a comment. Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is Adeyemi. I am a master's student studying infectious diseases and One Health under the Erasmus Mundus joint master's program. It is funded by the EU, European Union, and it's a 2-year master's where you get to study in at least 2 universities in Europe, and that is why it's called the joint master's. So you do a semester in country A, and then your second semester would be in another country. Mm-hmm. So the point is you can't have less than 2 universities. You do universities and country, but you can have more than that. In my case, I'll be going to 3 universities in 3 different countries.
That's really nice. I didn't know about this scholarship when I was applying. Me that like traveling, probably I would have just...
Erasmus scholars are usually called tourist scholars.
Wow.
So, another thing is you have the EU visa.
And you can go anywhere.
And aside from that, at the end of your program, the degree you'll be getting is a joint degree too. Wow. So it could either be separate master's degree from all that, or from at least 2 of the universities you've gone to, or it could just be a single degree with details of all the universities you've gone to. In my own case, all the 3 universities I'll be to on the certificate. The scholarship it's quite broad. You have about 235 courses you can apply to, and these courses ranges from STEM to non-STEM courses. So you definitely find a choice that suits your background. So that's one. Aside that, the other 2, the second option that makes it a very good scholarship, that each course is like a multidisciplinary. For instance, my course, I'm studying infectious diseases and One Health, IDOH. In my class, we have veterinary doctors, we have medical doctors, we have microbiologists, we have biotechnologists, we have biochemists, we have, So that's one good thing about the scholarship. Erasmus Mundus is just is for masters only. Just straight to the point, is for masters only. Even though there's like something similar in PhD, but it's something different entirely. Yeah, so it's not as structured as Erasmus Masters. Yeah. So for Erasmus, because there are so many courses under the program, as I mentioned, more than 100, there are some criteria that might be specific for the courses, but then I'll just start from the broad ones. I think the 2 major ones. First, so by the time the program is starting, you should have a first degree already, and then your degree should not be less than 2:1, second class upper. Yeah, so first class and second class upper. Yes, those are the 2 broad criteria that I know of that applies to most of the courses. But then there are some specifics that you would get for each of the courses in case you're applying to. For instance, there are courses that would value your research experience a lot. So they tell you to probably put your publications. Just some courses. There are some courses that would tell you they will value your work experience so much. How much have you worked on in this field? Yeah. So it depends. There are some courses that will require you to, some language courses I know, European language courses that require you to have knowledge of French or Italian or something. But of course, those are, there are plenty there. So those are the specifics.
Okay.
Well, so just as I mentioned for the last question, there's some general documents you should have, and there's some others that will be specific for the course. So I'll just stick to the general ones. Then anybody willing to apply could also always check for the specific specific ones. So the general documents are just the ones you need for most of the scholarship applications. You need your international passports, right? You need your international passport. You need your first degree certificates. You need your transcripts, your school transcripts. And if you are not from an English speaking university, they will require a translation of your certificate and your transcripts. Yeah. Then of course you require your recommendation reference letter depending on what they ask for. Then motivation letter or cover letter depending on what they ask for. Yeah. So that would be depending on the specific course you're applying to. Yes, for some courses you will be required to write standardized tests. So, for instance, in my own case, IDOH, you are required to write an English test, either TOEFL or IELTS. But that is like the most common. Just English test is usually the most common standardized test that I know about that they ask for. And there are some courses. And another good thing with them is since a lot of the universities you'll be going to, and a lot of your lecturers don't have English as their first language. Most of them they're probably speaking French or Spanish or something like that. So English is a second language. So you usually don't put a very high mark for your English test. For instance, for IELTS now, they will tell you that you could score an average of 6.5 and not less than 6.0. That's quite low compared to some. That's not as high as some requirements in some UK schools. Yes, they do teach in English, and your masters will be in English unless it is indicated that it will be. So that's one of the things that is always being told to prospective applicants is read through the curriculum of the course you're applying to thoroughly, because there are some courses that will tell you that first semester will be taught in English and second semester will be taught in probably Polish or something. Yeah. But in my own case, my program is thoroughly in English. As with other biomedical courses that I know of, a lot of them, they're all taught in English.
Okay. So if someone that is interested in this scholarship, what time of the year is right for them to start the application?
The scholarship is usually open around, I think the earliest program that open is around October, November. But by December, most of the programs are open, right? Because, there are a lot of them. So by December, most of them are open. And then by January, a lot of them are closing. If I am to advise someone to start getting ready for the application, I'll probably just give the advice I was giving while I was still a prospect student. I'd start getting ready a year before. Oh. So if you're going to it is always better to get your documents ready, to get all the special applications ready. If you go to the website of the scholarship itself, there is a catalog that lists all the 135 courses. Right? It's fully funded, so it's a two-way thing. They could admit you as a scholarship student and as a self-funding student. If you are admitted as a scholarship student, which of course is what everybody wants, your stipend is taken care of fully. But then there are times when, like in my class, almost 70% of my class, if I'm right, is scholarship. The other 30% are self-funded. So if they give you a course that you really love and you think you can self-fund it, they'll give you an admission. If you apply for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, it's a fully funded scholarship. But then if at all the slots for scholarship has been occupied and there's still room in the class, because the master's program is usually a special program. It's not like the regular university program, it's a special program. So if there's still room in class, they can tell you that, okay, you are not part of the scholarship student, but then if you have money to take care of all the bills, your school fee, your monthly stipends, your feeding, then you can join the class. But what happens is most people decline it because it's quite expensive. Most people decline that. Yeah.
And would there be any form of interview before you get the scholarship?
It still depends on the program you're applying to. Okay. So there are some programs that require interview. There are some programs that do not require interview, and not just interview. There are some programs that require a test. So as you are about to submit while you are still filling your form, you have to write an online test as part of the application. So there's some program that does that, and then after the test, after you've skipped through the first stage, Then they organize an interview as the second stage of the application. But then it depends, and there are some programs that don't, you just submit your documents straight up and you expect your results. So like the program I am on, you do an online test while you're filling the form, and then you also do an interview after all. Most times it's a technical test. So just to test the knowledge about the course you're applying to. For instance, in my own case, it's just a lot of questions about infectious diseases, yeah, mostly. So disease of animals, disease of humans, just things like that, and a little bit of European history. Yeah, so it's quite diverse. Well, for some other courses, so it's a lot of specific questions about each of the topics you'll be taking in that school. So what I would advise is, if you're applying to a course, always reach out to people that have gone ahead, people that are probably in the course or they've graduated from the course. They're always able to like tell you what you should prepare ahead of those tests and interview too. Yeah. No, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are about 435 courses, and they are STEM and non-STEM. So it's even fun. There was a time I had a course about choreography and dance. Yeah. So for performing arts that are in dance major, so it's like very broad. It's very, very broad. You definitely see a course that applies to your first degree. And well, to the best of my knowledge, for most of these Erasmus Mundus courses you can apply to, you don't have to pay. But then I've heard that maybe very few, like very, very few, you might have to pay. But that's like very minute out of the whole course. So before now, the rule is usually that you should apply to a maximum of 3. So once you've applied to 3 courses that release your background, you can't apply to more. But this year, like this present application that is going on, in the new catalog that was released, they said you could apply to more than 3 courses. But the clause is not like it's not absolute. That is subjected to the individual courses you're applying to. So if the 3 courses you're applying to agrees that you can apply to more than 3, then you can do that. But in my own case, because I'm studying now, you have to sign a document, you have to sign an agreement that you have not applied to more than 3 courses. So once you're applying to the course I am in now, definitely you can apply to more than 3. But if you're applying to courses that allow you to apply for more, the Erasmus Mundus are bigger body already, and you are permitted to do more than 3. But then just make sure you check that with the coordinators of the course you're applying to. And the good thing is it's very easy to reach them. In the catalog, once you see the catalog, each course has their own website. So you go to the website, you see details of the coordinators. So just email the coordinators and they will reply you as to how to go about it. So the advice, so it will practically just be to basically do everything I was told while I was still applying. The first is to start very early. Don't wait until so in my own case, if all the courses I'm going to apply to in the October-December phase of application, I already knew them as early as January. So for instance, the ones that I need to write tests, very technical tests, you have to start studying very hard for those tests. The one that you probably need to write English tests, you have to start gathering your money and start studying a little bit for English tests. Yeah, so things like that. The ones that you might probably need some additional courses, maybe some online courses to take, just to boost your application. You probably that gives you time to take those courses so that by the time the application comes in, you are very ready. And of course, since you'll be required to submit recommendation and reference letter, that gives you ample time to notify all your referees, so you don't give them like a very short notice. Your referees are professors and academics that are very busy, or industrial experts that are so busy, you don't want to give them a very tight deadline. So start early. That's the first advice I would give. The second I would give is just be as thorough as possible. Don't just bring all your A game into it. And the third and probably the last that I would give is to know, just know the specific, know so much about the course you're applying to, because there are some, just as I mentioned in the earlier part of this video, there's some course that will tell you that they are so interested in your research experience, right? So if you know you don't have so much research experience, then that would be a shortfall for you. There's some courses that are so interested in your work experience that, like, if you check on the website, there are times when they give the breakdown of how they score applicants. So your work experience take maybe 30%, and so there are times when you just check all those details and see how you can prepare your application for that. So if your course scores so high in your work experience, that means you must really demonstrate that a lot in your CV and then in your motivation letter here.
So I
So
have
those are the
it just popped up now. What if someone is just finishing school, so the person does not have work experience or too much research experience, can the person still apply, like a recent grad?
so that what I just mentioned now is not absolute. I know a lot of scholars from Nigeria that just transited from NYC straight to the program without so much experience. No, that's not absolute. That's just like that's just me saying that could serve as an added advantage for you. For instance, in my class, there are, I mentioned earlier that up to 65-70% are on scholarship. Almost everybody on scholarship has a form of work experience. We have people in my class, but that has been working for up to 6-7 years before applying for the master. But then that's not absolute, as I mentioned. It's just just to make you as competitive as possible. It's not absolute at all. There are so many. There are more than 3 persons in my class that just transited from their first degree straight to the master's program. Yeah, so that's not absolute. It's just like give you an edge over that, if I could say so. And not just work experience, publications, just anything that would make your application stronger.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we've answered almost all the questions that we have here. And I hope these questions will help students, and also this video will help to create awareness to them so they will apply and they also get this. Thank you so much, Abraham, for coming on my channel today to share. So guys, if you are watching this video at this point, please put in the comment section telling him thank you. Thank you, Abraham, for your time and what you shared. And also also make sure to drop any question that you might have. Don't forget to like this video, drop comments, and subscribe if you haven't. Do you have any last thing to say before I end?
Well, thank you, Jane, for having me on the channel, and I hope all the short details has been quite helpful. And about the last thing I'll mention now is the Erasmus Mundus Nigeria Association has a very robust community on Facebook. So I advise you could join the Facebook page. And they also have an application guide, a PDF on their Facebook page, very rich in details on how to write your motivation letter, how to prepare your motivation video. There's some programs that request for motivation video, how to prepare your CV. There are times when some program request for some specific format of CV called Europass. So all those robust details are on the Facebook page. EMA Nigeria, that's what it's called, EMA, Erasmus Mundus Association Nigeria. So go check them out on Facebook page. Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm going to get the Facebook page from you. So guys, check the description of this video. I'll put all the link to the scholarship, to the Facebook page, any relevant link that we can come up with to help you guys. Make sure to check the description box for any link that we just talked about. Thank you so much for everything you've shared. I'm sure they will really find this helpful. I really, really appreciate you taking out your time to come with this video. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Jane.